Jordan Reyes sat on a bench inside a crowded starport on the edge of Sector 9. Ships came and went. Aliens of all kinds moved around, speaking in different tongues, wearing robes, armor, or glowing visors. Jordan looked down at his half-broken datapad inside. No messages. No offers. No home. Just drifting. He had fought in the Earth-Talax War 2 years ago. After the peace treaty, soldiers like him were given one choice: go home or disappear. But his home was already gone. So Jordan wandered from planet to planet, doing small jobs fixing engines, loading cargo, and cleaning station floors. He didn't complain. Work was work. At least he was alive. As he scrolled through local job listings, one ad caught his eye. The text was short, clean, and strange. Personal attendant wanted Royal Palace. Velmara Prime. Clean record required. Must be discreet. Room, board, and protection guaranteed. Immediate placement. There was no contact number, just a single button. Apply now. Jordan blinked. Royal Palace. He had never heard of Velmara Prime, but the ad didn't ask for experience, and something about it felt different. He pressed apply. 2 minutes later, his datapad pinged. You've been accepted. Report to Dock 7. Transport leaves in 30 minutes. He frowned. That fast? But he had nothing to lose. He grabbed his bag, threw in his few clothes, made his way to Dock 7. Arrival at Velmaratha. Trip to Velmara Prime took 10 hours. The ship was quiet, sleek, and full of silence. Jordan noticed there were no other passengers, only a soft-voiced female AI greeted him. Welcome, Mr. Reyes. Please enjoy the ride. Food has been prepared for you. He asked a few questions. The AI didn't answer. When they landed, Jordan saw a world unlike any he had ever visited. Velmara Prime was covered in glowing blue trees, floating crystal lakes, and soft golden clouds. The sky shimmered as if it were painted. The palace rose from a silver mountain. It looked ancient and elegant, with tall towers made of lightstone. In blue glass domes, Jordan was met by 2 silent guards wearing silver armor. They did not speak. They only guided him into the palace. Inside, everything smelled clean, warm, and slightly sweet. The floors were polished, the walls painted with gentle art that moved like flowing water. Lights floated above like stars. A small alien woman with blue skin and round eyes greeted him at the guest hall. You are the new attendant? She asked in a soft voice. Yes, Jordan Reyes, he said, offering a small bow. Follow me. She replied and turned quickly. Meeting the queen, he was taken to a long corridor with large doors. At the end stood 2 more armored guards. One of them tapped a panel, and the doors opened with a soft hum. Her Majesty awaits, said the woman. Jordan stepped inside. The chamber was large but quiet. Tall windows let golden sunlight pour in. Flowers hung from the ceiling, and in the center sat a tall alien woman on a low throne wearing a dark, flowing robe that shimmered like water under moonlight. She was not like any alien Jordan had seen. Before, she had silver eyes that didn't blink often, skin the color of lavender mist, and long hair that looked like strands of black light. She held a thin scepter in her right hand and watched him closely. Jordan Reyes, she said softly. He bowed again. Yes, Your Majesty. She stood up and walked toward him slowly, each step smooth and quiet. You were once a soldier. Yes, but I'm not anymore. She stopped only a few feet from him. And now you wish to be a maid? I just need a job, ma'am. I don't care what it is. She tilted her head. Good. You will clean, serve, and keep your mouth shut. Do this, and you will be protected. I understand. She stared at him longer than felt comfortable. Her silver eyes seemed to look through him. Then she turned and waved her hand. You will stay in the West Wing. Your room is beside mine. That is not a mistake, he nodded. She walked away but paused near the doorway. One more thing? Yes. Nightfall comes early on this world. Be awake when it does. Your real duties begin then. Through a velvet curtain, A hidden message Jordan was shown to his room. It was far better than he expected: soft bed, personal bath, even a window with a view of the twin moons. He placed his bag on the bed and sat down. What have I gotten into? He thought. There was a tray with food waiting for him: fruits, spiced, bread, and something that tasted like glowing honey. Then he noticed a small envelope on the desk. It was sealed with dark purple wax and marked with the Queen's crest. He opened it. Inside was a folded note, written in neat handwriting. This palace is not what it seems. We'll trust no one in uniform. We'll speak only one alone. Tonight when the third moon rises, check the panel behind your mirror. Jordan reread the message 3 times. His heart beat faster. What the hell is going on here? Silent palace as night approached. The palace grew even quieter. Jordan cleaned his hallway, polished silver trays, and folded soft towels as instructed. Other servants passed by, but none spoke. Their eyes darted around as if they feared being watched. Dinner was delivered to his room. No one knocked. He waited. When the third moon rose, a small red sphere in the sky, he stood in front of the mirror. He placed his hand along the edges, searching. Finally, he found it. A small button, hidden behind the top corner. He pressed it. The mirror clicked and opened like a door. Inside was a narrow space. A note and a datapad were sitting on a shelf. The note read, "Mission begins soon. You have been chosen for your silence, not your strength. Read the file. Burn it before dawn." He picked up the datapad. It displayed images, names, and palace maps, secret tunnels, guard shifts, and something. Marked archive room, target object. There was one more message at the end. "You are not a maid. You are my only chance." Jordan stared at the words. His hands trembled slightly. He had only wanted a job. But now he was part of something else, something dangerous. He slid the mirror closed, locked it, and sat on the edge of his bed. The Queen's silver eyes flashed in his memory. What kind of queen hires a maid to spy for her? He didn't know yet, but he was going to find out. The cold stars shone above the hidden moon as Sarava and Leon prepared for what might be the final battle. Their small camp was quiet, but tension filled the air. Both knew that peace was fragiling. Enemies were closing in. Sarava looked at Leon, her eyes steady. "The Zarathi fleet listens to me. I can order a ceasefire if I prove the Red Mist's betrayal." Leon nodded. "I can contact some Earth commanders who want peace too. We can make a stand together." They spent the night sending messages. Rallying allies from both sides who were tired of war, dawn came. And with it, the sounds of engines and weapons fire. Enemy warships appeared in the sky, dark and angry. The Red Mist and their hired soldiers attacked fiercely. Trying to crush the hope Leon and Sarava represented, Leon piloted their shuttle, weaving through laser fire, while Sarava stood on the open hatch, firing at enemy fighters with her energy. Rifle. Suddenly, Sarava spoke urgently. "Leon, the Red Mist flagship is vulnerable. I can hack into their system using my royal codes." Leon grinned. "Then let's end this." As Leon distracted the enemy ships, Sarava climbed onto the shuttle's roof and connected her device to the flagship signal. Her fingers flew across. The controls. She bypassed firewalls, deactivated shields, and opened communication channels. The flagship fell silent, its weapons powered down. "Red Mist Fleet. This is Princess Sarava of Zarath." Her voice echoed over their comm system. "Your lies and manipulations end now. Stand down or face the truth." The flagship commander's shocked voice replied, "You cannot threaten the Red Mist." Sarava's voice was firm. "The galaxy knows your games. Stop this madness." Meanwhile, Leon led a strike team aboard the flagship. His team was small but determined. They fought through dark corridors filled with Red Mist soldiers, their weapons flashing in the gloom. Leon's training and leadership shone. The team pushed forward, reaching the control room. There, the Red Mist leaders tried to negotiate, but Leon cut them off. "We have evidence," he said, holding up a data chip. "Your war ends here." It's with one final blast, the control room. Doors sealed shut. Back on the moon, the enemy fleet began to retreat. their power broken, their lies exposed. Leon and Sarava watched as peace slowly returned to the stars. The Zarathi Council called an emergency meeting. Sarava was named Emissary of Unity, tasked with rebuilding trust between worlds. She turned to Leon, will you stand with me? Leon smiled. Not as a guard, as your partner. Together, they faced the future, knowing their bond was stronger than any war. Sarava's knees hit the cold metal floor hard. Her breath came fast, shallow, like she was drowning in thin air. Her violet skin looked paler than ever, and her eyes flickered weakly. Leon dropped beside her, panic sharp in his voice. On, you're going to be okay. I swear it. She managed a faint smile. Leon, if I don't. No, don't say that. We'll find a way. Lifted her carefully into his arms. The hidden medical station was old, with dusty halls and broken lights. But it was still the best place for her now. Help me get to the research lab, Leon said, glancing around nervously. Maybe we can find anything to stop the poison. Sarava nodded, then winced as her body trembled. Leon moved fast, his every step careful so he wouldn't drop her. They passed flickering panels and abandoned machines that looked like relics from a forgotten war. Inside the research lab, old data screens blinked faintly. Leon began scanning the storage cabinets, pulling out worn files and vials. This place was a joint human-Zarathi project once, Sarava whispered. Peace was possible then. Leon searched through drawers until he found a locked case marked Hybrid Recovery Formula. He pried it open. Inside was a small vial of glowing blue, liquid, and a thin injector. This might be our only chance, he said. Sarava tried to sit up but collapsed weakly. If it works, promise me something. What? If I live? Don't leave me. Stay with me. Leon's throat tightened, I promise. He prepared the injection and carefully gave her the formula. Seconds ticked by like hours. Her breathing slowed. Her color returned a little. Leon held her hand. You're going to be okay. Suddenly, the lights flickered. An alert beep sounded. Incoming ships, Leon said grimly. Sarava's eyes opened fully. They found us. Outside the station, a squadron of enemy fighters appeared. The red mist had traced their location and wanted them dead. Inside, Leon checked the station controls. No defense system left. We have to get out. Sarava struggled to stand. The shuttle. We must use the shuttle again. Leon nodded. I'll carry you if I have to. They moved slowly, but time was against them. As they entered the hangar, the shuttle waited like an old friend. Leon lifted Sarava into the pilot's seat, then took control. The engines roared as the ship rose, shaking from distant explosions. Get ready for jump, Leon said, steadying himself. Suddenly, a loud crash rocked the hangar. Enemy troops had entered. Hold them off, Sarava ordered, her voice weak but commanding. Leon fired a few shots from the shuttle's side turret, buying precious seconds. Sarava gritted her teeth. We must get away. For peace. For everyone. Leon hit the jump button. The stars stretched. Into lines, they were escaping. Once safely in space, Leon used the shuttle's data to find an old, hidden planet far from war zones. They landed on a quiet moon covered with strange blue plants. There Leon set up a camp. He worked on synthesizing more of the hybrid recovery formula from the station's supplies. Sarava rested, slowly regaining strength. Night after night, they talked quietly. I never imagined I would trust a human, Sarava said softly. But you saved me. Leon smiled. You saved me too, by showing me there's more than just war. They shared stories of their worlds, dreams of peace, and hopes for a future. Slowly, their bond grew stronger. They were no longer just soldier and princess. They were friends. Maybe more, but danger was never far. One morning, as Leon worked on a new batch of the cure, Sarava's communicator beeped. She answered cautiously. A desperate voice came through it. Was a former UEDC officer Leon once trusted. Leon ... Sarava. Listen carefully. Earth Command is hunting you both. They sent Captain Wren back with more troops. They want you dead. Leon's face hardened. Ren, I thought I knocked him out. Not enough, the voice said. He's backed by powerful people who want war to continue. They believe peace is weakness. Sarava's eyes darkened. Then we have no choice. We fight. Leon stood. Together, they prepared for battle. Leon fixed weapons and shields on the shuttle. Sarava trained, learning to use the ancient alien armor found in the camp. The armor hummed with power. It's not just protection, Sarava said. Connects to your mind. Makes you stronger. Leon looked at her, amazed. When the enemy arrived, they fought hard. Leon piloted the shuttle with skill. Dodging laser fire, Sarava used her armor and weapons to defend their base. The battle was fierce. But their teamwork surprised their enemies. In the end, the attackers retreated, leaving Leon and Sarava victorious. That night, after the fight, Sarava looked at Leon. We may be from different worlds, but we share the same hope, she said. Leon smiled. The galaxy needs more of that. She reached for his hand. Let's make sure. Peace is more than a dream. Leon squeezed her hand back. They knew the war was far from over, but for now they had each other. Leon's legs gave way as the dart's poison spread through his system. His vision twisted. He could barely lift his arms. The red mist assassin moved like a shadow, quick, silent, merciless, Sarava screamed. The assassin stepped toward Leon. Blade glowing red, but Sarava didn't run. She grabbed the stun weapon Leon had given her earlier. Her hand shook, but she stood her ground. The assassin turned toward her, underestimating her. That was his mistake. Sarava fired. The stun blast hit the assassin square in the chest. The energy pulsed, and the figure jerked backward, stunned for just a second. But it was enough. Leon pushed himself up, muscles trembling. He pulled out his backup sidearm and shot twice. The first shot hit the assassin's leg. The second shot hit the head. The red mist agent dropped to the floor. Lifeless Leon collapsed beside Sarava, barely conscious. She grabbed him. Leon, stay. With me? He looked up at her, eyes heavy. I'm okay. Just need rest. No, she said. You need help. She checked his pulse, then dragged him into a corner behind a crate. There, she found a small med kit on the wall.
Elf.
Her hands worked quickly, injecting a neutralizer to slow the poison. He winced, then breathed easier. You saved me, he whispered. She held his hand tightly. We save each other now. Few hours passed. Leon rested, recovering slowly. The medicine helped, but he was still weak. Sarava kept guard. She had changed. This was no longer the proud princess who believed herself above others. She was a survivor now, a fighter. Leon was no longer just a guard. He was her only ally in the galaxy. The message they had sent from the data core had reached neutral systems, but it also exposed them. Now both sides would come for them. Sarava paced the room, thinking hard. We need to leave the station. Escape while we can. Leon nodded, still lying against the wall. There's a ship. An old cargo shuttle in Bay 9. It's not on the main systems. I used it for off-record missions. She looked at him. Can you still walk? He tried standing. Stumbled once, but stayed upright. I'll manage. They moved through dark maintenance shafts, avoiding patrols. Sarava led the way now, using what she had learned from Leon. She paused at corners, checked shadows, and kept her grip tight on the weapon. Leon guided her with soft instructions. Left tunnel. 30 meters. Watch the camera. They reached Bay 9. The shuttle sat in the far corner, dusty and old. Not fast, not pretty. But it still worked. As they approached, someone stepped out from behind the ship. Leon stopped. Captain Rin, he said flatly. The man who once led Leon's unit now pointed a weapon at them. His face was cold. Sergeant Hart, Princess Sarava. You're both wanted for treason. Sarava stood still.
Yeah.
You knew about the red mist? Ren gave a small smile. Of course, but peace doesn't pay the bills. War does. Leon stepped in front of Sarava, despite the pain in his limbs. You're selling out your own people? Ren nodded. Everyone sells something in Warheart. You sold your loyalty. I sell survival. Leon shook his head. You're wrong. We're saving lives. Ren raised his weapon. Not anymore. But he didn't get to fire. Sarava activated the shuttle's defense turret from her wrist device. Beams shot out from under the ship and struck the ground near Ren's feet. He jumped back, startled. Leon used the moment to tackle him. They wrestled briefly. Then Leon slammed his fist into Ren's jaw, knocking him out cold. Sarava stared in surprise. He still had strength for that? Leon gave a tired grin. I hate traitors more than poison. They dragged Ren's body into a storage closet and took his security badge. Then they boarded the shuttle. Inside, Leon dropped into the pilot seat and powered up the engines. Sarava sat beside him. The ship shook as it came to life. Systems blinked on. The hangar doors opened slowly. Where will we go? Sarava asked. Leon looked at her. There's a hidden moon base. It's a medical station from the early days of the war. It's off-grid. She nodded, set the course. The engines roared on. The ship took off as the shuttle left the station. Alarms blared. Fighters launched behind them. They're following us, Sarava shouted. Leon tightened his grip. Hold on. He pushed the shuttle faster, weaving through the debris field. Explosions flared around them. The ship rocked violently. Shields. Down to 60%? Sarava called out, checking the console. Just a few more seconds, Leon said. He flipped a switch, and the ship vanished into a hyperspace jump. Stars stretched into lines, and they were gone. Hours later, they arrived at the hidden moon. It was dark and quiet. The abandoned medical station was built into the side of a crater, mostly underground. The air was thin, but breathable. Inside, the place smelled of dust and metal. Power flickered. Lights buzzed. But it was still usable. They set up in the old lab. Sarava walked through the place with strange feelings. My people and yours once built this station together. Leon nodded. Back when peace was real. He staggered slightly and leaned against a table. Sarava rushed to his side. Are you okay? He nodded, but sweat rolled down his face. The poison, not gone yet. She helped him lie down on an old medical bed. Then she searched the storage room, finding vials. Alien tech. Research files. Suddenly, her eyes widened. She found a sealed case marked Hybrid Recovery Formula. Inside was a vial of glowing blue. Liquid developed by both human and Zirathi. Scientists years ago to treat complex poisons during the early war. She scanned it. It's safe, she whispered. It might work. Leon gave a weak smile. Might? She injected it into his arm. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then his breathing steadied. The sweat faded. His skin color returned. He opened his eyes. You did it, he said. She smiled. We did it. That night, they sat near an old console, drinking warm ration soup. Sarava looked at him. When this started, I hated humans. Leon sipped his drink. I hated aliens too. She gave a half smile. Now, I'm not sure what I feel. Leon looked at her carefully. Do you trust me? She didn't answer right away. Then she said, yes, I do. She reached out and held his hand. He didn't let go just then. An alert beeped on the console. A transmission. Leon pressed the button. A shaky voice came through a neutral ambassador from the planet Aronis. We received your message. The files exposed everything. The galaxy is reacting. Some fleets are pulling back. Others are demanding peace. Leon and Sarava looked at each other. It's working, she whispered. But the message continued. Be warned. Red Mist knows what you did. They're hunting you. Both your governments put prices on your heads. Leon stood. Then we can't stop now. Sarava nodded. What? We end this. Together. They uploaded more data, more truth broadcasting it to more systems. The lies of both Earth Command and the Zirathi Council were burning in the light. One by one, people across the stars were waking up. As they worked, Sarava suddenly grabbed her chest. Leon rushed over. What is it? She dropped to her knees. I don't know. In my vision. It's fading. Leon scanned her. His face turned pale. There's another toxin, a timed release. Someone poisoned you before we left. Her eyes fluttered.
Wow.
Long do I have? He shook his head. Not long. And he had no cure. But he had one last hope. The vent cover crashed onto the floor. Dust flew into the air. A dark figure dropped from above, quick, silent, and armed. Leon fired. The first shot hit the attacker's shoulder. Second one missed as the intruder rolled and disappeared behind. A row of supply crates. Sarava covered her head and dropped to the floor, heart racing. The attacker didn't scream. It's just a low, strange clicking noise. Red Mist Assassin, Leon muttered, crouching near the door. They don't feel pain. They don't speak. Just kill. Sarava's voice trembled. Why would they come here? For me. They want chaos, Leon whispered. Killing you starts another war. That's what they want. The attacker jumped out again, this time swinging a glowing energy blade. Leon dodged left, rolled across the ground, and came up shooting. One shot hit the assassin in the leg. Sparks flew from the armor. The enemy stumbled, then threw something, a small black ball. Leon's eyes widened. Smoke grenade. The room exploded with thick gray fog. Stay down, Leon shouted. Sarava crawled behind a crate, coughing. Her eyes burned. She couldn't see anything. She heard footsteps, body slamming into metal. Shout. Then silence. Seconds. Passed like hours. Then a hand touched her arm. She jerked back, ready to scream. Hey, it's me, Leon's voice said softly. She looked up. His face was bruised, one arm bled, but he was alive. Is it over? She asked. He nodded. For now. She stood slowly and looked toward the body of the assassin, lying still near the wall. Face-covered, blade dropped. Do they always come? Alone? She asked. Leon checked the vent. No, that's the scary part. They left the room in silence, moving carefully through the old service tunnels. The main halls were no longer safe. The station was still under alert. No help had come. I sent a signal to the command deck, Leon said, but I don't know if they got it. Sarava frowned. Shouldn't they have sent soldiers by now? Looked at her. Unless the command deck is also under attack. She stopped walking. You mean this whole station could fall? Leon didn't answer. That was answer enough. They continued moving deeper into the station's hidden areas. Pipes lined the walls. The air grew warmer. Sounds of distant blasts echoed faintly above. They reached a locked maintenance room. Leon keyed in a code. The door hissed open. Inside was a small space with emergency supplies rations, tools, even weapons. Quiet safe zone. They sat on opposite sides of the room. Leon cleaned his wounds silently. Serva watched him, unsure what to say. You didn't hesitate back there, she said finally. You fought like you were protecting someone you cared about. Leon didn't look up. You don't have to care to protect. Sometimes it's just... Right, but you were ordered to extract me, even by force. He sighed. Yeah, I got that message. But I also saw your face when you heard it. She looked away, he continued. I won't drag you anywhere. I don't agree with those orders. You would disobey your leaders, she asked. Have before, he said simply. Might again. A silence followed. A strange, soft silence. Not heavy with hate anymore. Just thoughtful. As the hours passed, they worked together to set traps in case more attackers came. Leon taught Sarava how to fire a small stun weapon. She wasn't a fighter, but she learned quickly. Later, they sat and shared a ration pack. It didn't taste good, but it was food. Sarava spoke suddenly. My mother died during the early days of the war. I was in another system. I couldn't return home because of the fighting. Leon listened quietly. She believed in peace. That's why I'm here now. She wanted talks to happen. But no one listens to a daughter either. Leon nodded. Lost my brother in this war. He was stationed at the Argo moon base. When it got bombed, he was still inside. Sarava whispered. I'm sorry, Leon looked at her. It's not your fault. Maybe not, she said. But we keep carrying these losses. And still we fight. Leon's voice was low. I wonder what they'd say, your mother and my brother, if they saw us right now, working together, not trying to kill each other. Sarava smiled sadly. They'd probably say we're both foolish, he chuckled. Probably. Suddenly, Serva's wrist communicator lit up. She checked the signal. Her face went pale. What is it? Leon asked. It's from the Zerathi fleet. They say I've been targeted, and She stopped, reading more. Leon moved beside her. What? Her voice was cold now. My own people sent someone to eliminate me. They think I'm a threat to the Empire's power. Leon clenched. His fists? They sent assassins to. She nodded. I'm worth more dead than alive. That way they can blame humans and keep the war going. Leon stood and began pacing. Red Mist wants chaos. Your leaders want control. My leaders want your capture. Nobody wants peace. Sarava looked at him. What do you want? Leon stopped. He stared at her for a long time. I want this to stop. I want people like us. Soldiers, leaders, sons and daughters. To stop being pieces on someone else's board. A deep silence filled the room. Sarava whispered, then we need to do something no one expects. Leon raised an eyebrow. Like what? Survive. Together. He smiled faintly. I'm in. They made a plan. Leon knew a hidden corridor that led to the upper data core. From there, they could access the station's full records, communications, and tracking systems. If they could find proof of Red Mist involvement in both governments, betrayal, they could send it to neutral worlds. If people across the galaxy saw the truth, maybe the war could slow down. Or even stop, but it wouldn't be easy. Path would be dangerous. The station's core was likely crawling with enemies, but they had no other option. Sarava stood and checked her small stun weapon. Leon adjusted his gear. He looked at her. You sure you're ready? She nodded. No, but let's go anyway. They moved quickly through the lower tunnels. Leon led, checking corners. Sarava followed her steps light as they climbed through. A service shaft, Leon whispered. We're close. But then they heard voices. Two men in UEDC uniforms stood near a junction ahead. One of them, Leon recognized. Captain Wren, Leon whispered. Used to be my team leader. The other man spoke and Leon froze. We find the alien. We capture her. Earth Command says, use gas if we have to. Don't let the guard stop you. He's expendable. Sarava touched Leon's arm. Did you hear that? He nodded, face hard. Yeah. He stepped back into the shadows, breathing slowly. Then he whispered, change of plan. We go around. And we don't trust anyone. An hour later, they finally reached the data core, a huge room filled with glowing columns. Humming with power, Leon hacked the console, using a code he learned during a past mission. Sarava used her royal override. Together, they accessed the files. What they found shocked them both. Secret messages, orders, trade routes. The Red Mist had been arming both sides, selling weapons, fueling violence. They had people inside both governments, and both Earth Command and the Zerathi Council had. Known for months, they let it happen, Leon whispered. They let people die so they could stay in power. Sarava clenched her fists. We must send this to everyone. They prepared the broadcast, sent the files to neutral planets, press networks, and peacekeeping fleets. Once it was done, they sat in silence. For the first time. They had done something that mattered. Then Sarava leaned her head against the wall. I'm tired. Deed, she whispered. You've earned it, Leon said softly. She looked at him. Will you stay awake? I'll watch the door, he promised. As she closed her eyes, Leon raised his weapon and stood guard, alone in the silent room. But something in the shadows moved. Leon turned quickly, too late. A small dart hit his neck. He stumbled, his vision blurred. A tall figure stepped forward, another Red Mist assassin, a cruel smiling face. Sarava sat up, alarmed. Leon, tried to speak but fell to one knee. The assassin raised a blade.